Hi everyone, welcome back to Serendipity Soap Company. Today I'm going to be making the Lavender Circles soap. This soap is scented with lavender essential oils and it just has a really fresh, vibrant look to it. So I'm going to start off with my melted oils and my soft oils mixed together in this bucket and my lye water solution in this cup. And they're both at around 100 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my lye water solution into my oils, and I'm going to mix those up with my spatula to bring them to emulsification. Now with my lye water and oils emulsified, I'm going to add lavender essential oil to my mix and I'm going to stir that in with my spatula. I am trying to keep this soap as fluid as possible. I'm going to split off about 2 cups of my soap batter into a separate container and colour them purple using rose kaolin clay and alkanet powder. I'm going to go ahead and use my stick blender to incorporate that colour and to bring this soap to trace. I do want this part of the soap to thicken up quicker than the main batch because this is going to be a base layer. Going to bring in my soap molds and pour that base layer between my 2 molds. Next I'm going to return to my main batter and add kaolin clay, or Klingon clay as it's known in our household, to my main batter, and I'm going to mix that in by hand to start with because I do want to keep this as thin as possible before stick blending that to fully disperse the kaolin clay. Now in this bag I have some soap balls which have been hand rolled from previous batch of soap, and I'm going to add as many of those as I can into my soap batter and mix them in to fully disperse them to get them evenly spread throughout my soap and to help avoid any air pockets or voids in the soap. And I'm just filling my bucket as full as I can. I'm going to save some of the soap balls to put on the base layer before I add this top layer, and I'm going to save some to put on top of the soap as well. But once all those soap balls have been evenly distributed throughout the soap batter, I'm going to bring in my soap molds and I'm going to start placing the soap balls on the base. As you can see, while I've been mixing my soap batter, my base layer has set up and it won't move as the mold is moved. So here I'm just spreading out a layer of the soap balls onto the base of the soap. And with those all spread out, I'm going to start spooning my soap batter onto the base soap. I am going to try and get that batter to fill in all the voids and air pockets, which is why I needed to leave this as thin as possible. You can see here that the soap batter around the soap balls is setting up pretty quickly, and that's just because the soap balls were a little cooler than the soap batter when I put them in. But I'm going to go ahead and keep adding my soap and soap batter to my 2 molds, and I'm going to get them as evenly distributed as I can and get that soap batter to flow through all the little gaps in the soap. Now with all my soap balls evenly distributed, I'm going to go ahead and tap down my soap molds to get the soap into all the little gaps. And I've made a fresh batch of soap and I've left it very thin, and I'm just going to pour that on top to again flatten out the top and fill in any voids that might have occurred. And I'm going to let that set up before I come back and texture the top. I'm just using the back of my spoon to push the soap from the edges into the middle of the soap as best I can around all of those soap balls that are in the main part of this soap. And then I'm going to even out the middle of the soap before I repeat the same process on the other mold. And now that that's done, I'm going to add the rest of my soap balls onto the top of this soap. Now these soap loaves make 11 bars of soap, so as long as I put 11 soap balls on and evenly distribute them along the loaf, that should, in theory, give me 11 bars of soap with a complete soap ball on each one. So I let this soap set for 24 hours before coming back to cut it, and I placed my soap on my multi-bar cutter and lined all the soap embeds up, and I was lucky to be able to have the soap balls evenly spaced. And you can see from the middle of this soap, the soap balls are evenly dispersed amongst the soap with a nice amount of white. I'm really pleased with how these came out. Each bar is a little bit different and they just look really fresh and spring-like and fun. thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And for more soap making videos, please subscribe to my channel.